and blessings and what? All that good love and given to you sending out the positive energy. You know I love talking about my personal life. Tea time with Hadia. I was watching some videos on YouTube. And they were videos of people being charged with rape, robbery, and murder. And a lot of them were black young men. There was a 13-year-old who killed a 9-year-old in the play on the playground. There was some who killed a white pregnant woman, all different types of crimes. There was one who raped a woman, and someone made the statement. There was a man who was married. He was married. The woman he married already had 2 kids, and then they had 2 kids together, so it's a total of 4 kids. He wound up shooting her, the wife, and he shot her in the foot, and he did something else to her. He tied her up, shot her in the foot, stabbed her, I think, and then he killed the 4 kids. The ages was 3 and 5 and 17 and 19. The 3 and 5-year-old children was his. And someone said, what, a good mom would have never married that type of man. And the reason why she said that was because the same man had previously did 16 years in jail for killing his pregnant girlfriend. So why would a woman turn around and marry this violent man who already has committed murder again, turn around and have kids by him? Then I read that a man who doesn't value his seed doesn't value anything. So these are 2 separate things that I want to discuss. The first thing is being a woman. I had to ask myself, well, no, hold on, I gotta get my tea. I like drinking herbal tea, so right now I got turmeric tea, and this is in the bag. This is not the one you gotta use, the strainer. But anyway, I remember when I was in therapy, counseling, the therapist had asked me, we have to get to the bottom of why you chose to marry 2 violent men. And at the time, I just listened to her, and my therapy was over, but years later was when I had to ask myself, why? Why would a woman get involved and marry violent men? Because both husbands have violent tendencies. The first husband actually tried to murder me, the mother of his 3 kids, because he thought I was leaving her for another man. And then the second husband didn't harm me violently. He emotionally abused me because he chose to cheat and disrespect me. So that's emotional abuse. But he did a total of 10 years in jail because he shot someone during a robbery, and if I'm not mistaken, he stabbed someone or cut someone during a robbery. So he has violent tendencies too. And the therapist asked me, you need to get to the bottom of why you chose to marry 2 violent men. And I have this question too. Why would a woman, a smart educated woman such as myself, who have so much going for herself, get involved, not only get involved, have children by these men, and then turn around and marry them as well? Educated but made dumbass choices. And then when you gotta think, when you have kids by these men, how your children gonna turn out? Well, thankfully that my children are all doing well. They're not in and out of jails. They don't have a whole bunch of kids. They're not out there stealing and robbing. They're working hard to be self-sufficient. So I did something right. But I also worry about my 3rd child. He's the one with the anger issues, who will go to arm's length to protect his family. He witnessed the violence against his mom. But I am thankful that they're not in and out of jail. They're not out there robbing and stealing. They haven't killed anybody. They don't have multiple children. by multiple women, and well, my daughter had multiple children by multiple men. But as a mom and as a woman, as a mom, as a woman, I had to sit here and think, why did I do that? Was it because I didn't have any male role models, that my mom didn't really have any good I didn't have any good stepfathers. I didn't have no good role models. So maybe I didn't know what to look for in a man. Because both men exhibit behaviors before I decided to marry them and have kids, and I ignored them. So what type of woman are you when you lay down in a bed and open your legs and give yourself to a man and then allow yourself to get pregnant when he is a deadbeat dad, he's a cheater, he doesn't have a steady work history, he's a high school dropout, he's violent, he has violent tendencies, he doesn't have any respect for women, don't have a pot to piss of his own, nothing to really offer a woman or any kids that a woman may have by them. And in my case, I'm only talking about one husband. The first husband did financially support his children, but he was not there for them emotionally. He lived in the household with them. He was in their life, but he wasn't there like a father should have been. He basically took care of them financially. Well, the second husband don't have no clue what it is to be a dad. But I can't blame him, like I said in my other video. But what kind of woman, how you call yourself a good mom when you lay down in the bed and give yourself to a man with all those bad qualities that I just listed and really believe that he's going to be a great dad? And I'm quite sure that a lot of those people that were committing crimes come from single parenting homes, probably being raised by the black woman. Because if you marry a man with violent tendencies, do you think that shit is hereditary? I just did research on it. There is a gene. It's called MHO. It's a 3-letter gene that violent people have. And along with that gene, if you take a person's life, their childhood, the way they grew up, will only exacerbate them becoming violent later on in life. Like if they was sexually abused, neglected, physically abused, emotionally and mentally abused, and they have that gene, that's a heavy trait for them growing up to become violent in life. If they didn't have the proper mothering love, nurturing, the father wasn't there, they were neglected, they grow up with these issues, but then you turn around and then you procreate with these type of men and then you have children. And more times than not 10, if you have a baby by that type of man, you probably going to wind up being a single parent if you're a smart woman, because that means you be smart, you're going to say, okay, I can't have this man around my child. Even if he's the biological father. If he's doing all these A, B, C, D's and they're negative, then as a mature woman and a good mom, you will say, well, I can't have my children, this man around my children. I already made the bad choice of having a baby by him when I shouldn't have. Now I'm going to double it by allowing him to be in their life when he is not doing what he's supposed to do as a father, so they can grow up into healthy adults. So the question I leave is, why would a woman lay down and have a baby by a married man? A man with no high school education and hasn't done anything about that. A man with no good work history, means he can't hold a job or keep a job, or have too much pride to take a low paying job. Why would a woman have a baby by a man who has a violent criminal history such as raping, robbing, killing, sexual abusing someone, physically abusing someone, or has killed before. So why would a woman lay down and don't think that her life is not at risk or her children's life is not at risk by getting involved with this type of man? You have to be so desperate with low self-esteem and low self-worth to settle and think that's all you can deserve is that type of man. And then the second part about the men, where they say, I'm reading this article about sexual energy, and it said that a man who doesn't value his seed doesn't value anything. And that means that when a man is sitting there and having sex with multiple women and procreating with all different types of women, not being selective about who he wants to mother his child. See, a mature man, he might be out there sleeping around, but he gonna make sure he's going to protect himself because he's not trying to get every woman that he lay down with pregnant. So a man who's out there having babies by multiple women does not value his seed. So if he doesn't value his seed, why the hell you think he's gonna be able to take care of his kids? Because if he out there and don't mind having babies by multiple women, doesn't matter whether or not she's a good mom, and he doesn't value his seed. I had one man tell me he had one child, and that's all he want, and that man makes sure he strap up every time he take the 5 minutes to get out of foreplay and go put that rubber on, because he's not trying to have multiple children by multiple women. He had one daughter, and his daughter is 14. And he told me, he said, why all his friends got multiple children by multiple women. He said that was something that he would never do because he know that every woman is not fit to be a mom. And I look at my son. He's 28. One child. And we were just having a conversation. And he's another one. Not going to be laying his seed everywhere. So a man who doesn't value his seed doesn't value nothing. And when you look at these type of men who having multiple babies by multiple women, not even thinking about whether that child gonna be raised properly, says a lot about him. Says a lot about him to go up and lay in the bed with a woman who's not educated, can't hold an intelligent conversation. A woman who has no goals, a woman who doesn't see fit to move out of a dangerous neighborhood, a woman who doesn't work, a woman who collects welfare, a woman who makes excuses, a woman who will sleep with him when he's married, a woman who has a lot of ghetto friends. Like, what a mature man would not want to. First of all, if he gonna fuck that, that's all he gonna do, is gonna fuck it. But he be damned if he gonna go up in her roar getting her pregnant, because she already demonstrate to him that she can't even take care of herself. She doesn't respect herself. So there's nowhere in hell he wanna get her pregnant. So if you get the questions that I leave you with, why would a woman have a baby by a man with a bunch of negative qualities? And why would a man not value his seed, getting every woman pregnant that he lay down to sleep with? Peace, blessings, and a lot of love, Miss Hadia.